Welcome back to the Fat Fabs channel. Jake McKitty. Today we're going to be discussing Vaughn's 1984 Toyota pickup. I knew Vaughn. Vaughn has passed in I think 2017 is when he passed. I met him originally in 2004, 2005. A long time ago. He's probably one of the first people that I actually met out of state at a truck run or whatnot. So we're pretty good friends over the years. I mean, it's not like we talked every day, but every time we did see each other, it was always great to catch up. And me and him talked a lot about suspension and stuff like that. We grew a lot together as far as suspension knowledge. And he ran his own shop up in Iowa. Laodes was the shop. The truck was always called Low Asian. I know it was featured in Domination Video. It might have been featured in Mini Trucking, I don't really recall. Everybody knows I'm not a guru on mini trucks. But like I said, Vaughn passed in, I believe, 2017. And the truck, this is how Vaughn left the truck. It's been through many different stages of different wheels and different chassis and different stuff like that. So the last stage, the current stage is, you know, he had built almost a full chassis for it. I think it's a 3/4 chassis with a lot of one-off suspension work in the front. He took this, when he built the 3/4 chassis with the 2JZ motor with the turbo the size of your head, he had taken that to several shows just as a rolling chassis with the Devious 22s on it. And then eventually he started working in and bolting the cab on. And somewhere around that time is whenever he had passed. You know, he had quite a few health issues as it was, but you know, he passed and the truck sat for many years. Me and quite a few buddies attended the funeral in Iowa. I had told Jason when we were in Iowa, I would help in any way I could on any type of finished work that the truck would need. Nothing crazy, but I would want to see Vaughn's vision finished. And there's nothing that I would want to redo on the truck as far as, you know, what Vaughn's done, but I would love to add to it. So it's been 7 years, I think, since he's passed, and I got the call from Jason that he wanted a floorboard put in the truck, a floorboard and a firewall, since it never got finished, and he was ready to progress on the truck and make it something and to continue to enjoy the truck like Vaughn would want to as well. So he dropped the truck off, and we've built a full skeleton in the floor, bolting up to Vaughn's cab mounts, and then have Randy has sheet metaled all the floor, bead rolled it, added the sheet metal in the back to, you know, because he was trying to keep the floor as low as possible for as much headroom around this chassis. So adding the back cab wall that Vaughn has already smoothed, we added sheet metal down to the new floor, used the existing body mounts that Vaughn supplied, and then the firewall. The firewall's a little incomplete, so we cut that firewall out and built what would be like a normal firewall in a vehicle with actual tubs for clearance of turning and everything else. So Jason also brought us the seats. I guess Vaughn had these seats and wrapped them in tweed. So we also built brackets for those and mounted those in the truck as well. That way, you know, once the truck does run and drive, it can be driven. You know, we're at the end of the stage now. We've got the firewall and the floor in it. Randy's done an amazing job over the last few weeks of getting this thing knocked out. So it is now time for Jason to come pick up the truck, and he has plans of getting the truck running and driving. And then we discussed doing some front tubs in it. And at first Jason was like, I probably don't want to put tubs in it. And I was like, well, Jason, do you plan to drive this truck? Because I know your brother would drive the living shit out of this truck. And he's like, well, yeah, I would plan on driving it. I was like, then it needs tubs. And as you can see behind me, those tires are going to be this close to the hood. So we're going to have to get pretty creative on getting tubs into the front of this truck and still getting the hood to close. So that's for another day. I'm hoping that he can get it running and driving somewhat quickly and get this thing mobile on its own to where it can come back and get further along, so we can see this through for Vaughn. I would definitely like to thank Jason for giving us the opportunity to help out on Vaughn's truck, as well as Randy, you know, our sheet metal guru here, for putting in quite a few hours into this to make it what it is now and furthering this build along. This is going to wrap up this video with Vaughn's 84 Toyota. Stay tuned in the future to see more progress on this, and hopefully it'll be running and driving under its own power next time.